oh, the miscommunication trope. But like, it's getting to a point that I'm
much.
like, all right, you're a grown man. Like, welcome to the Point of View podcast. My name's Yosa.
And my name's Asada Haman.
And here we are today for another episode.
Yep, we're super excited to be here once again.
Yes, this week we're doing another movie. This one, again, is a pretty popular one. It's called To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's on Netflix, and it's also a book series if you haven't seen.
It literally broke the internet in 2018.
That's insane.
Noah Centineo, the like main guy, and it literally like got, I think, like 15 million followers overnight. And I was like one of them.
He was everybody's celebrity crush.
He was
for
literally
like
the
years.
internet celebrity boyfriend for like a good 2 years, and then
COVID, and then like they didn't make another movie.
Well, he just like he got on drugs, he got on alcohol, and his appearance just deteriorated, and
he kind of just wasn't.
He didn't take care of himself.
Public. Yeah, but I mean, he's better now though. He looks good now.
He looks good,
really good right now. But
yeah, so like he also said, today we are talking about To All the Boys I Loved Before. This is probably one of my favorite movies out there. I read the book summer of 2018, and then I was actually on my way to a church camp. We were on the bus, and I was like, okay, my friend had the book, and she's like, do you want to read it? I'm like, sure. I started reading it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this book is so good. And so I read it. I found out they're coming out with a movie that I think was the fall. That fall, I was super excited. Watched the movie and watched it 10 times after that. But basically, it's about this girl named Lara Jean, and Lara Jean decided when she was younger that she was going to write some letters to these boys that she had a huge crush on. And so she wrote these letters, but she never delivered it to them. She like stamped them, literally put the address, name, everything, like she was about to send it out, but she didn't, and she hid it in her closet for years. And then one day, her older sister, so she's the middle child, her older sister's off in college, her and her younger sister just like hanging out, and her younger sister decides to go into her closet, and as you know, younger sisters do, snoop around. So the younger sister snooping around finds these letters and is like, I'm gonna mail this for her. So she mails Lara Jean's letters to all these boys that she had written that she had a crush on. And, you know, she doesn't know anything about it. Her sister Kitty doesn't tell her a single thing. Yeah. And the next day at school, she's going about school, and all these boys, two of the boys that she had sent the letter to, come up to her and
like holding the letter, walking up to her.
One like is dating like her ex-best friend, and like they are like on a break. It was like this whole thing. Peter Kavinsky, he's the main guy, and then another was this guy who was like, oh, I'm actually gay. I'm sorry, I can't reciprocate your feelings. And she like had to explain the whole story like twice to these guys, and it's just like
and the neighbor that was dating her sister.
Neighbor that was dating her older sister.
They'd just broken up. So imagine getting a letter from like your ex-girlfriend's younger sister, like, oh, I've always had this love for you, and he's like, Josh. And no,
that's
I don't know what his last name is. I just know Josh. I don't really like him.
That's what she called him. So yeah, it's kind of like this whole thing, and the main story is like Yosa was saying, Josh, who also got a letter, comes to her and is like, we need to talk about this. We need to like figure this all out. And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, you're my sister's ex-boyfriend. Like, you're my sister's, not like, I don't want to talk about it. And so she decides to link up with Peter Kavinsky, the guy that had, you know, broken up with her ex-best friend, and decided that they were going to have this contractual relationship where they were going to pretend to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and they had all these set of rules, and the story just kind of like follows them along, and like they, you know, of course they start to fall in love and everything, and then there's like the love triangle. Oh my gosh, my eyes are always watering every episode.
It's like the love triangle, but I don't know if it like even is.
Yeah, no, it isn't really.
Like there's all, and I will say this: there's always a clear choice in the love triangle, but they kind of like to dilly dally, you know, give the other people some hope and then like destroy it, because like we all know who the best option is. But
yeah, she ends up with Peter Kavinsky at the end. It's cute, it's great. But yeah, we want to talk about Lara Jean and the family and the whole cast a bit.
Yeah, so I think one of the things I really like about the movie is, so their dad is a single father that's like raising 3 girls, which like, you know, it's like a challenge in itself. It's like, not only are you a single father, but you're raising all girls without basically a mother, because their mother died years before. Like Lara Jean was very young when it happened. Her older sister is the one that probably remembers the mom the most. And so I think like Her mom is definitely talked about quite a bit, which is another thing I love about her and Peter Kavinsky's relationship is they're very open about like their parents. Peter Kavinsky's dad kind of like left their family to be with another woman, and like him and Lara Jean almost like bond over this fact that like they kind of have broken families, but like they still love their family so much. And I think like low-key the movie sounds stupid. Like who leaves letters in like a box and doesn't like if someone finds it they're gonna think, oh, maybe they want to mail these out, and I'm gonna mail it out. Like it's stupid, but like,
but I mean also like the little sister knew exactly what she was saying, because
oh, Kitty wanted that.
Like think about it, right? Like if you were gonna do this for your sibling, and you would ask them, hey, I see these letters, do you want me to mail them for you? No one would just put it in the mail for you like that. Like that's just weird.
Isn't the sister's like, she's in like 6th grade too,
something like middle school, yeah.
But like, so you're like seeing these letters, and I think the reason that she wrote those letters is because after her mom had died, it became really hard for her to express her feelings. And as like a fellow middle child, like I kind of know what she feels like in that sometimes like you get caught up in like, you know, like Margot, her older sister, was like basically the mom that like stepped up when things got hard. She was always going to be the example. She was the perfect sibling. Kitty was the younger sister, you know, that got away with stuff. You know, she kind of like acted out, but you know, everyone loves her. So Lara Jean was just trying to find like her middle ground. She's like, where do I really fit in this family? And then like the dad's just trying so hard to raise this family. And so I think I really love Lara Jean, and I think her nature and why like the relationship between her and Peter Kavinsky is so hesitant is because she doesn't want to get hurt. She doesn't want to lose people. She doesn't want to like the fact that like there's risk in like being in a relationship and losing that, and which is such a valid fear that like so many people have. But I think her learning and Peter Kavinsky kind of just like helping her like kind of get through that, break those bounds of like being so scared and sheltered of kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen if I lose her? Because again, like you were saying before, Jen and Peter, like technically he was kind of like they were in this to like get back together, and she was kind of like, okay, this is a distraction so Josh doesn't talk to me. But then she was catching feelings, and she's like, no, but he's a Jen. And like you could tell like throughout the whole movie he was like very obviously being like, okay, like I want to be with you, but she was kind of like, okay, well, you and Jen, because she just never thought like she would be an option.
No, for sure. And I think that Lara Jean's character is really interesting because you see that a lot of this was because there was a lot of reasons that this whole movie even came to be. Obviously, like we are like, Lara, why are you so dumb? Lara Jean, why are you so dumb that you literally like kept these letters so that anyone can mail them on accident? But you can also see that this was like the way her mind was working. You were like, there was this fear of, I guess, this rejection or loneliness because she was missing that from her own family life. And so she was like, if I do tell these boys that, you know, one, I had a crush on in elementary school, and my sister's boyfriend, like if I tell them it's gonna make me lonely. I'm gonna be.
And I think there was another guy too, Kenny from camp or whatever. Yeah, like let's not forget about Kenny.
Kenny wasn't able. I think it wasn't. They weren't able to send the letter because they lost him or something.
Yeah,
like that.
He like moved houses. Thank God.
I know.
Like, whew.
John Ambrose was already enough. We didn't need another.
We don't need another.
But I think that. But I love Lara Jean. I think that she is still like a character that was trying to keep things within, but she was also honest when she needed to be. Like this whole relationship with Peter and Jen, like I can understand, right? Like they're this couple, they're the dream couple, and you know he always seems to run and text her whenever she needs him, and it's like, how can I like come to this guy who's saying that he likes me too, if he doesn't necessarily show that or act like that, or I see a picture of them in a hot tub at a ski trip, like how do I, you know, who already doesn't trust relationships because of my own mother's dying, like how can I trust that? And so it was really interesting to see throughout the movie, like, oh my gosh, like it's not all her fault. There's just, you know, so many circumstances that are causing her to feel this way. And in life, I think that that's it. Sometimes I think that there are so many, like sometimes we like to judge people, or like judge people, not necessarily in a mean way, but judge people's actions, like, oh, they did this because of this, without knowing the full picture. Yeah. And that's not necessarily true. Like if there was a situation with Peter, but there was also a situation with Lara. And I
Jen.
And
even
Jen,
we find out in the second movie.
And so I think that's really interesting. I think something that kind of happened recently was I was somewhere and someone was sitting next to me, and they had gone somewhere else, and then I saw them coming back, and I was like, oh, I was going to move over so they could sit again where they were sitting before. And I just see them walk past me and like kind of don't even look. And I was like, oh wow, that's like kind of rude.
Oh.
Like, why did like we were sitting next to each other and you kind of just like dipped off and didn't like
Yeah.
sit next to me. And then like a few minutes later they come back and we're like, oh, let me sit next to you now. And you know where they went? They went to the bathroom. But in my mind, in my perception, I'm seeing it like, oh, this person doesn't want to sit next to me.
Yeah.
I'm viewing it like this. But that wasn't the reality of it. They were going to the bathroom and they were planning on coming back the whole time. But I just judged it in a way because I didn't have the complete picture of what was going on in their mind. And so I think we have to be really careful in like judging people and like understanding that people's situations and people's thoughts and people's actions all have a reason.
And just communicating
it. Yeah, I think there was a lack of communication in
every
all
romance
the
movie. I know that's like a trend to be like, oh, the miscommunication trope, but like it's getting to a point that I'm like, all right, you're a grown man. Like, talk to
No, I love
the girl.
If you guys have ever watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's like not even miscommunication. It's just like straight up like lying and trickery. Like they both think that they work at these companies, but it's such a good movie. If you haven't watched it, I watched it on Netflix last year.
So good.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, no, such a good movie, but definitely some communication skills in this movie and in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. But I think another thing I love about this movie that I love talking about is the sisters, Lara Jean, Margot, and Catherine. She goes by Kitty Covey, and kind of just their dynamic. We see in like the first movie, like what happens is like her and Peter are together, and as you know, like miscommunication or whatever. There's like a point in time where they break up, and like she's like off and she's home, and it's like Christmas and stuff, and like Josh and Peter, like Peter comes to her house, and like Josh kind of shows up a little bit after, and this is Margot's first time home because she couldn't come home for Thanksgiving break.
So she was at a study abroad in Sweden, I think?
Scotland,
okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which S name it was, but yeah, in Scotland. So for college. So she's like older than Lara Jean. She's in college. And so, yeah.
Yeah, like she's studying abroad, so like the dad was like, oh, it's too expensive for her to come home just for like the week or maybe even 3 or 4 days that the school might give her for Thanksgiving, so she'll just come home for Christmas, which again they're upset about showing like their family dynamic. But she comes back for Christmas, and like Lara Jean has not told Margot a thing about her and Peter, like what, like she hasn't even lied, like she's basically lying to her like little sister and her dad that Peter and her are like a real relationship, but she hasn't told Margot
and Kitty, like Kitty thinks they're
I meant Kitty, but like Margot doesn't know that, like she doesn't know about the relationship.
Yeah.
She doesn't know if it's fake. She doesn't know any of it. Like she is just listening like what Lara Jean's telling her over like their Skypes, because they don't FaceTime. They actually use Skype in the movie. I remember that. But like it was 2018.
I think the reason, and because when the book was written,
that's true.
I don't know if FaceTime was a huge thing.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was Skype was the biggest thing. I can't remember when this book came out.
I don't know. We have to search up on Goodreads.
Goodreads. I thought you were gonna say Google. Goodreads.
Goodreads is my go-to.
If
you know, you know.
No, it's my go-to for books. But I've never thought, oh, let me see when a book was published.
Because like if you swipe on the thing, you can see it.
But you could also Google it too.
I don't know. There's something about the Goodreads vibe that's just like.
Have you seen Goodreads updated their logo?
Yes, it's so weird.
It's so weird.
I don't like it.
It's like a G that's like
it's like the Google G.
Yeah, no, it's
you can't see it. It's not gonna focus.
But yeah, no, it's really, really weird. Like, I don't know. If it's not broke,
it came out in 2014.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure FaceTime was big, and I don't think it was in 2014.
Yeah. But yeah.
Was there even FaceTime in 2014? We're getting
there was
distracted.
an iPhone.
There was an iPhone, but was FaceTime a thing?
I wouldn't know. I was like 7, so I definitely didn't have a phone.
Let's see. You can keep talking. I'll find out.
As this is going on, so Margot's home for the first time in like 4 or 5 months from college. She's home, and all of a sudden, like, Peter Kavinsky shows up to the door. He's like, Lara Jean, like, I'm so sorry about everything that's happened. So, like, we were talking about the hot tub scene with Jen, if you've watched the movie. Like, it was kind of, or not the hot tub scene with Jen, but, like, there was, like, some miscommunication. He was waiting for Jen, but then kind of, like, Lara Jean came at the right time. And it was, like, he wanted her to come, but it was, like, he was still talking to Jen in, like, a manner that was, like, oh, you know, is this, like, open? So Lara Jean finds out. She's upset. Peter's like, okay, let me make it up to you. So he shows it to the house, and like he comes, and then Josh also like walks up like 5 minutes later, and then Margot's just seeing this all unfold, and like they all leave. She goes like you have a crush on Josh, like her ex-boyfriend who like again, because this isn't mentioned in the movie, but like Margot was very much still like in love with Josh. Like I think like up until like for a period of time, like she didn't want to break up with him, but like
I think she was like, oh, we're gonna be so far away, we should break up.
like yeah, like we shouldn't be together. But like she was still hurt. She's like, you have a crush on Josh? She's like, you have a boyfriend you didn't tell me about? So like this just like Margot's just so upset. And Kitty's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? She's so mad that like Peter and like Lara Jean aren't like, you know, together and aren't happy. And there's a whole like blow up. Josh
is the problem. Like
I don't like him.
I don't know. People are like, oh, it's Lara Jean. I'm like, no. Okay.
Who says it's Lara Jean?
I don't know. I'm sure people on the internet. There's haters everywhere.
Bro, like,
but it's Josh literally, I think the problem is Josh. Because even if you did get this letter, like, why would you, like, in your mind, why, like, if you're if you've always seen her as a little sister and it's literally your girlfriend that you still love, in air quotations for those listening, you still love younger sister, why in the world would you still be like, I wonder, do you love me? Do you like me?
Like, what does this letter mean?
Like, just say, oh, I got this. What does this mean? And if she tells you, and that's just the end of the story, like, I mean, I guess, like, Lara also did.
She was also a little, like, you know, kind of iffy with how she was talking about it, which I mean, like, valid, because it's like, what do you say to your sister's ex-boyfriend who like got a letter he was never supposed to see? But like, I just love
he should have just let it go.
He should have just stayed across the street.
Yeah, like there really was no need to continue to pursue what was happening, because
he just wanted to be involved. He just didn't have a life. Like, you just wanted to be involved.
He just wanted to be with one of the Covey sisters.
He was jealous of Peter or whatever, I don't know, and he had like this whole like one-sided beef with Peter the whole movie, and I was like, okay, like, if you're not athletic, just say that. But I think like one of the things that this like Christmas scene shows is like, even despite all of this turmoil, it's like Peter's here and Josh is here and everyone's like confused, like, oh, like, and the whole like hot tub thing with Lara Jean and Peter come out. It's like there should be all this turmoil, but the sisters are still able to like come together at the end of the scene, and they're like, no matter what, like, our sisterhood, like, that doesn't change. Like, it doesn't matter if we lied to each other. Like, Kitty didn't mean to send those letters, but at the end of the day, like, it turned out for the better. And like Margot's able to like bring them together to like that unit, the three sisters.
That's what the older sisters do.
Oh, let's not push it now. But like, I love their sisterhood dynamic, and kind of just the love they have for each other, and just like you're saying, like having that older sister figure because they don't have a mom to be like, oh, well, you and your siblings didn't get along, and Margot's just able to step up to that role and, you know, really keep her family together with the dad too.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that it really shows that at the end of the day, yes, relationships and boyfriends and, you know, girlfriends and best friends and all that's all great, but if you come from I want to be careful, because there's people that do come from backgrounds that are not, you know, the best, like family relationships are strained. But if you come from a family that is a good to you and is a good family, they honestly should be your ride and die. They should be your number one, because, you know, friends
can ride or die, not ride and die.
I said ride or die.
You said ride and die.
No, ride or die. But, you know, boyfriends can leave, best friends can leave, classmates could leave, but, you know, blood never leaves. And if you come from a family that's, you know, is going to have your back, you should be able to treat them as with the same respect and love that you would treat, you know, your best friend. And I love that the Covey sisters at the end, or towards the end, realized that, like, yeah, you know, boys are great. You know, Peter Kavinsky, he's a little cutie. However, the bond that matters the most is the bond between us three, the sisters. And so I think that in our personal life, I think our mom really tried to make sure that us, our siblings, so there's 5 kids, so our 3 other siblings, 1 brother, 2 other sisters, that we were like this unit, that we stayed together, we were close, we were family, and we were each other's number one place to go, because this world can be, I guess, what's a good word? The world could be not. I don't want to say friends are bad. It's not like it is a bad place, obviously, but the world could be tough, and the world could be. There's a lot of lying. There's a lot of cheating. I feel like it's become more and more accepted as time has gone on. But, you know, with your family, you know that you could always have someone to forgive. You can always have someone to call and, like, hey, if you need to borrow money, I don't think I ever had to borrow money from you in 15 years. I'm like, I call Yosa up. Hey, can I borrow like $1,000 or something like that?
Never.
I wouldn't feel uncomfortable asking you to do that. And, like, that is, I think, what family is for. And I love that.
100%. And, like, the whole movie just displays that too, even with Peter's family and his younger brother and his mom, even though he's so, like, upset about his dad almost like abandoning his family. He feels in a way. It's like you can still see he's so connected to his mom, and he just has so much love and respect for her. So
yeah, the
amazing.
scene that came into my mind when he said Peter Kavinsky's mom was when she asked about Lara Jean's mom, and her reaction when she found out she was dead. She was like, oh.
I know Peter was like mad. He's like, Mom.
It's just like it's not funny. Like the situation is not funny, but her like I guess her reaction to it to me is so funny.
It was
I'm like,
so like, it was like you tell like I know like it's acting, but like you tell it's like, oh, she felt so bad, but it was just kind of weird where she was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Like, which is probably a valid reaction, but it just looks funny because then Peter's also like, Mom, I already told you that. Like he was mad in the corner. It was hilarious. But
should we go to our mid segment?
Yeah, our little quote. Whatever thing.
So we started this thing a few episodes ago called Who Said It? And so we take something either from a movie, the movie or TV show we're talking about, or a popular artist. And Yos and I have a few for each other, and we try and guess what it is. And so, so do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I think you can start because I started last time.
Okay. So let's see.
So who's the artist? And I guess we're just going.
I have a few artists.
Mine are just. We're just gonna say it's either Peter or Lara Jean because those are like the two main characters.
I'm afraid these are gonna be too obvious. Which one's
I know. I feel like mine are kind of obvious too, but it's okay. Maybe they won't be.
Maybe they won't be. Okay. So this one's interesting. So we're not coming up with things like this. We use the internet guys over here. So this artist is either, or I guess it's not an artist. It's from a musical, Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Or is this from To All the Boys I Loved Before?
Okay.
So if I could tell her everything I see, if I could tell her how she's everything to me.
I feel like that's Dear Evan Hansen. I'm like, I don't remember Peter Kavinsky saying that.
This is so obvious. Okay. Now, this is another one. I always thought no one was paying attention to me, but now I guess people are, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
That's Lara Jean. I've also watched this movie like 30 times, so I probably know, like, I know some.
Oh, yeah, there was an episode that we had that Yosa was like...
I rewatched To All the Boys I Loved Before 5 times in the same day.
Yeah, no, that was insane. Because
and I'll do it. I've done it to this
like,
day.
there's certain movies, To All the Boys I Loved Before and Twilight. Those are 2 movies I could say I've watched probably over 10 times. Twilight maybe over 20. But when she said 5 times in the same day,
like I genuinely think I've watched that movie like 30 or 40 times. Like
that is insane. That is mental, as they say in Britain.
You're mental, mate.
Okay. Okay, this is one. This is either Sasha Alex Sloan or from To All the Boys I Loved Before. I'm scared of the way I need you.
I don't know. That one's tough. Is that... I'm scared of the way I need you. I feel like that's Sasha Alex Sloan. Yeah, no, I'm like... Peter says things similar, but he doesn't say, like, exactly.
I write a letter when I have a crush. So intense, I don't know what else to do.
That's Lara Jean, bro.
So then the other one. You can't just sit up in your room writing... Bro, why are these all about
Peter.
The letter?
Okay, here, I'll do mine. Mine's one artist, so maybe it'll be harder to, like...
To figure it out.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm scared that if we keep pretending, I'll forget it's not real. Either Taylor Swift is the artist, or Lara Jean, or Peter Kavinsky.
Say it again.
I'm scared that if we keep pretending, I'll forget it's not real.
I think that's from To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Yeah, that's Lara Jean.
I remember Lara Jean. I vaguely remember her saying that. Yeah.
Okay. You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. Either Taylor Swift or Lara Jean.
That has to be Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's Taylor Swift.
That just I think it's too hard because some of these rhyme so well, and I'm like
it has to be a lyric or something. Okay. You can call me up again just to break me like a promise.
That's Taylor Swift.
Okay. I don't know how it gets better than this.
Huh. I don't know how it gets better than this. That has to be Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Okay. That was hard because I was like, Lara Jean or something could have said that, but...
Okay, you're not my first kiss, but you're the first one that mattered.
Was that Peter Kavinsky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job. All right, we both did, what, 4 for 4? 4 out of 4?
Yes, let's go. Perfect score.
Talking about, actually, that specific line, I think one of the things I was thinking about kind of when we were filming this is, like, the scene, at least in the first movie, because I know they talk about, like, their meet cute in the third movie. You didn't watch it, but there's a scene where they, like, it's them and,
just
like...
so you know, I read all 3 books, but... By the time the third movie came out, I had already kind of gotten over To All the Boys I Loved Before. Like,
I could never get over that. Like,
no,
that
I still love
hurts.
the first 2 movies, but the third movie when it came out, I just like it's like same with Kissing Booth. Like, it was those 2 movies I was obsessed with when they first came out, and then the last
is like
the third because it was Kissing Booth 3, right?
Oh.
When I didn't even that one. And
I didn't get through the second movie, and I didn't even watch the third because she like cut her hair and she chose herself. She's like, I need to choose me.
Is that what she did in the books? Like, I can't remember. I never read it. Yeah.
It's a book?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I don't even want to read that.
All those, like, Netflix 2018, 2019 rom-coms are based off of books.
The Kissing Booth is pretty bad, though. Like, looking back, like,
yeah, it was,
like, Tall the Boys I Loved Before is a little cringy, but, like, Kissing Booth is a whole other, like, horrible cringy love. Like, no, don't even talk about
I can't
that
rewatch
movie.
it, and I see clips of like, and they use it on TikTok. They use the sound effect of like the one scene where like
he's like what's the guy's name? Like, no, like, look at me, you're better than this. Like, what's Noah, right? Like, Noah, yes. You're better than this. And then the brother is like,
yes, oh my gosh, the face, I can't.
He's like disgusted. It's like Flynn, right? Or no, Noah Flynn is the brother's name.
Yeah.
Is there like their last? I don't know what the brother.
I don't know. We're not gonna.
I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe if we get enough comments, we'll do Kissing Booth.
Oh, you would have to force that out of me, bro.
No, yeah, so we'll do it.
But like the
you're talking about Peter Kavinsky.
Yeah, the last movie they talked about like their meet cute. Which like we can go over if we have time. Like, I think the scene specifically in this movie where I feel like he like fell for her, where he was like, okay, like I'm actually in love with you. Like, it's no longer like a competition between you and Jen. Like, it's just you. There's like a scene after they come from like a party, because that was like one of the things in their contract is like, oh, we have to like go to parties together, and she has to go to like his like lacrosse game to like look like a real couple. And so they're coming back, and they go to like the little diner, you know, around the corner. There's always like a diner that like everybody hangs out with in like those movies and those shows. And so at the diner,
can you imagine living in a small town like that?
Oh no, where you're like going on a date, and like Joan, the lady that would get them their food, is like, oh yeah, how you guys doing? How you guys doing?
That scene was so funny. And then they're always like, we're good. And
Joan is just like smiling.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. Sorry to the small town slander, but I can't take small towns.
It was so funny. But like they're sitting there and they're like talking about like she's like Jen had texted like Peter, and like Laura's like, oh okay, like that's like good or whatever, right? Like you want to get back, and he's like, yeah, like sometimes I just don't know with her, like she kind of just gives me mixed signals. But he's like, and then like he makes a comment, he goes like, but like with you, like you're just like so different from her, like you always just like, I know what it is with you, like I'm never confused.
It's always your
and like different. And then he makes the comment, he's like, oh well, I remember when you said no to like going to like the like spring formal with like this guy. He's like, you've like never given yourself the opportunity to like, you know, like really like someone. And she goes like, she's like, oh well, it's because like love is like scary and I'm scared of it. And he's like, well, you're not scared when you're with me. And like she was like, well, that's because this is all fake. And then he's like, the way his like face drops, he's like thank you, Lara Jean Covey, for keeping it real. Like, oh, he makes like comment where he's just like
very
so
sarcastic
annoyed. And Lara Jean's kind of like what? Like she's like, what are you mad about? And then they kind of like go back to normal. But like I think it was that scene for me that it like solidified like he actually like it's not like, oh, you know, like we're kind of acting. Like it was like he hated that comment. He was like, I hate that like she feels like we're just pretending, because like to him it wasn't pretending. To him it was like, I'm actually falling for this girl. And
he liked her for a while, I think.
Yeah, like even when he was with Jen.
Yeah,
like
because
we find out in the later
said
movies.
Like, think about it. Who would remember this random scene of someone you don't like getting asked out by someone and them saying no? Like it was
like how would you even have that information?
Why would you remember that? It's just like if you weren't. It's not like Jen and her were best friends anymore. Like there was literally no interaction in them for him to remember that. And so
like he was keeping tabs on her. He liked her. He was
like,
like jumped at that opportunity. He's like, yes, let's fake date. Like,
let's fake date.
He's like, yes, let's do it. And it was just
always,
so funny.
if the guy falls first, they always fall harder.
Oh yeah. Or it's like she falls first, but he falls like so much harder like later in the book, and it's like that's my trope. That's my trope.
Enemies to lovers. Well, I like when he falls first, but also harder.
But I don't mind like
I don't mind that one either.
I actually sometimes I like that one because like the guy's just like stupid, so he's kind of like, oh no, I don't like her, and then he realizes he does, and it's like everything is about her. Like it's
bro, guys, I need to read some more.
Please give us book recommendations.
No, the book recommendations everyone's giving is TikTok.
Fourth Wing.
As you know, in this
Crescent City or whatever that
podcast, we are in fact Fourth Wing haters. And if you are not a Fourth Wing hater, I'm sorry, but you should be one.
You need to reread it, or maybe don't.
Everyone that's read the second book has said like the book went downhill. I'm like, how can a book like that go downhill?
Aren't they on like the fourth book too?
They just finished the third book, and the fourth book's not coming out till like 2029 or something.
2029.
Okay, maybe that was it's a few years. The author said I'm taking a break, which I mean,
I'm
definitely,
sure she needs it.
I'm all for authors taking breaks. I have no problem with that. But if it was Sarah J. Maas, that's a different story. I'm like, girlie, take all the break you need. I'm ready for your next great book. But Rebecca Yarros, bye-bye.
Like, I don't know, write more trash. Sorry. Like, I know a lot of effort goes in these books, and I don't like calling, like I feel bad when a book is bad because I can tell, like, so much effort goes into it. It's just, like, I genuinely do
story,
not like it.
The idea of the story is there, and she is, like, I respect her as an author. Yeah. However, I just didn't like the execution of her story. I feel
like the way she wrote was a little different too. It's kind of like
it was just boring.
It was very much real. Like, oh, let's take 2 pages to describe what his eyes look like in the battleground instead of like actual dialogue.
That's how I feel about when I'm watching K-dramas. I feel like it takes 10 minutes for them to stare at the sunset on the balcony when monsters are behind them. And I'm like,
it's like the enemy's like this close to them, but they're
just staring. And I'm like, no. Yeah. I'm like, because I'm like freaking out. I'm like, when is it gonna pop out? I'm expecting a jump scare. There's no jump scare because they're spending 5 to 10 minutes looking at the sunset, and I'm like, oh my god,
y'all are a joke, bro.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, we have lots of. We're thinking of also adding some books into our collection, just spending an episode talking about specific books. But I feel like that also is going to force us to read like more diverse.
Maybe forcing to finish Fourth Wing because I never.
No, you need to finish ACOTAR, the series first.
That's a problem for another day. Let's just get through one series at a time.
Oh my gosh. But I think that's all we have today for To All the Boys I Loved Before. Like I said, it's honestly one of my favorite books and one of my favorite movies. I actually recently just got all 3 books from like Half Price Books. So now I own the hard copy of all 3 books. So I'm really excited about that. And so yeah, I just love the story of Lara Jean. I think she's funny. I think she's a clueless little girl. Well, I guess she's not little, but a clueless little teenager. And you just see her, we basically get to see her grow up. And there's like so many things that you can kind of learn from that and apply it into real life. And I love that that's what the purpose of books are and purpose of movies are. I think that they're not just for enjoyment. They tell a story and they tell how can we as people become a better people and better society. But yeah, I think that's all we have for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Sorry about my eye. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it because it's going to start watering. But we will see you guys next week. Make sure to follow us on or subscribe on YouTube. Turn on push notifications. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, a like. If you're listening to this on any of our podcasting platforms, make sure to give us a 5-star review. And make sure to follow us on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. I think that's all of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything. So we'll see you guys next week.
All right. See you guys then.
Bye.